you think about the vlog corner? Are we into it? Yes? No? I rearranged it a little bit. I tried to make it nifty. It's not as cool as when I'm sitting on the floor, but the last time I filmed on the floor, I almost broke my nose with this tripod, so we're not gonna do that again. Hello, welcome back. Does anybody know where June went? Because I'm pretty sure that it was like March last week, and now next week it's July. Actually, it's not the end of June right now as I'm recording this. This is the 23rd, but by the time this goes up on Wednesday, it pretty much will be the end of June. But that means I am halfway through my whole low spend challenge for this year. Before I get into it and actual numbers and stuff, I need to put out a disclaimer that in my current living situation, I am lucky enough to live with one of my parents. I don't have to pay rent. I don't have to pay utilities, so that is allowing me to save a lot more of my income than I would normally be able to. It's a privilege because I might not pay rent financially, but sometimes it does cost me my soul. Let's cut to the chase. In the first 6 months of this year, I have managed to save 53% of my total income, which I'm pretty impressed with, actually. I was aiming for 50%. I didn't necessarily think that I would get there. I'm pretty proud of myself. It would be a total lie if I told you that everything has been smooth sailing from January to right now, because it certainly hasn't been, and I have broken my own rules a couple of times. We'll get into it. First of all, let's talk about the budget breakdown. I even made a fancy little pie chart. I got to go home from work a whole hour early yesterday, Saturday, so I naturally spent that extra hour doing math. So we'll start out with some of the basic categories. 31.1% of my total income, we've got groceries. I know May in particular was a huge struggle because I was so burnt out on cooking and eating the same things. The second category are my non-negotiables or essentials. Those cover things like twice monthly therapy, my monthly workout programming, medications, doctor's appointments, those sorts of things. That made up 22.2%. We've got gas at 2.2%, 4.4%. I have my subscriptions. So Hulu, Netflix, Spotify, Patreon. I recently added AMC Plus to that list. Is anybody else watching Interview with the Vampire? Can we talk about how excellent this show is? I have not been this excited about television in I can't tell you how long. I love the fact that new episodes come out weekly. This way I cannot binge it and I get a little treat every Sunday. But I also hate the part where it comes out once a week and I can't binge the entire thing because I need to know what happens. Like, I've read the books, I know what happens, but also I just want to watch the show all the time. The largest category in my spending chart are the approved purchases. So this covers vacation expenses, travel expenses. I mentioned in last week's video that I decided to take up roller skating, so that also includes getting a new set of wrist, elbow, and knee guard. I already had a helmet, so I didn't need to purchase one of those. It includes the couple of times I've gone out to the movies. So far this year I have seen 3. I have seen Abigail, it's definitely one of my new favorite comfort movies. Lisa Frankenstein, which I also love. Also got to see my all-time favorite movie in theaters, Jim Henson's Labyrinth, for the first time ever. And I went and it was wonderful, and I cried a little bit. So my total income was about $17,000 post-tax, and honestly, if I think about it too hard, I will start to cry because that is nowhere near enough money to live. But out of that $17,000, I managed to save $9,000. Like I said, that's 53%. That's pretty good. I spent about $8,000, which also includes things like my car insurance, my emissions and license renewal. It also included the fact that I needed to purchase new jeans. But overall, the biggest expense for me in the 6-month period for my approved spending category has been an investment in nutrition coaching. Apparently, I am prone to high cholesterol, which is not something that I want. And being a pharmacy technician, I know that being on a statin is the last thing that I want. So if I can try to regulate and modify my diet and therefore change the caloric balance in this meat suit, I am all for that. The results of my last blood panel do show that my cholesterol levels are trending downward, so it has absolutely been well worth the investment. And of course, the approved spending category also includes the 2 art classes that I've signed up for August. Altogether, I've managed to save about $8,500, which goes straight into my no-touch savings account. As the name suggests, the only time I touch that account is to put money into it. That all being said, I have, in fact, broken the rules. Not a lot, It only constitutes 2.2% of my overall total spending, which honestly isn't that bad. One of the things was an accident. My list of things that I am not allowed to purchase this year not only includes new art supplies and paper, which we'll talk about when it comes time for me to take those art classes. It includes nail polish, workout clothes, books, jewelry, organization supplies, Halloween decor, furniture pieces, candles, and plushies. First thing was actually an accident. I had pre-ordered this book last year and thought that the charge had been taken out of my account then, but it hadn't been. It was actually subtracted in January when the book was released. Oops. I guess you could technically say that it doesn't count, but it definitely does because I paid for it in January. The second thing that I purchased was a belt from Micheline Pitt's Crimson Peak collection. I don't have a lot of clothing that I truly enjoy wearing, and that's another thing that I am trying to work on this year. I don't have a lot of winter clothes, so I am allowed to purchase a sweater when I find one. And I did absolutely purchase that bicycle sleeve sweater. It looks so good. I'm so excited to wear it. But one of the other items that Micheline had in that collection was a Victorian style metal hand belt. And okay, I got taken by the sale. I looked at it, it was $120. That's a lot for a belt, even if it's made of really high quality material, and it is, it's so heavy. But it has always been something that I wanted to add to my wardrobe collection. She was having a sale, I got it for under $100. And really the other thing that swayed me was that she only had a limited stock in the size that I needed. The third thing I broke the rules on for my earrings. So I have the Stagger set. These are my go-to everyday earrings. Unfortunately, the one day I lost the dagger. I don't know where it went. I don't know where I lost it. I hadn't been able to find it. I tried really hard to just let it go and move on and wear some other earrings. I have so many. And I just really love these. I ended up repurchasing them. One of the other things I repurchased was one of the flat back earrings in my cartilage. One is a spider and the other one is a web. I was an idiot and was trying to clean my earrings and I dropped a spider down the sink and off it went. In this case, I had tried replacing it with one of the earrings that I already have, but unfortunately where they're placed in my cartilage, having a regular butterfly back earring really hurt. The last thing I purchased was a new pair of roller skates. I initially got my first pair of roller skates in January of 2021. They were a birthday present and they're really nice skates. But what I didn't realize about skating is that there are different types of wheels for different types of environments. So the skates that I had originally purchased were designed for indoor skating. Unfortunately for me, I don't have a local skating rink anymore. And while I'm willing to drive to one of the other ones, it's not exactly convenient. I bought some toe caps to place on the toes of the roller skates. This way I didn't scuff up the front of them, I didn't ruin the suede, but ultimately the wheels were just too hard to be useful on outdoor spaces. Yes, I know. I could have bought a new set of wheels. A new set of wheels was going to run me $90. For $10 more, I got a different pair of roller skates. So I ended up getting a pair of the Moxie Skates Beach Bunnies in the colorway Peach Blanket, and they came with the polyurethane outdoor skates. And overall, they are way easier to skate outside in. Unfortunately, it is currently too hot to do anything outside, pretty much at any point in the day. So where does that leave us for the next 6 months? Other than enduring an existential crisis about the fact that there are only 6 months left in this year, there are definitely some changes I want to make to my spending habits, my spending pattern. The point of the low buy year is not perfection. It's understanding what triggers that desire to spend money. I know for me, it is a stress response. I try to use it to self-soothe, but I've also been trying to convert that need for things into a desire for activities. Hence the 2 art classes that I signed up for. Even just going out to one of my local cafes for a tea and a pastry. The things I want to continue to focus on are lowering my approved spending category. 37% isn't terrible. It's pretty freaking good if you ask me. But I would like to be more diligent about putting things into savings. I also want to shift my focus to spending more on small business when I do need to replace something. I want to continue focusing on weekly or bi-weekly grocery shopping as I can, focusing on using what I already have in the house versus having to purchase something new every time I go to the store. Like I said, progress. not perfection. I also want to go out and see my friends, which honestly, as an adult, if you want to go hang out with your friends, you need at least 3 weeks notice, and you can receive a reply within 5 to 10 business days. Whether or not we actually end up meeting up is a totally separate factor. One of the things I'm really struggling with is improving my work-life balance. More often than I'd like to admit, my go-to is basically to rot. Whether that is sitting at my desk and watching a bunch of YouTube videos and like binge watching TV series that I've already seen, or completely disassociating, even floor time. God, I love floor time. I would like to focus on having more fun, and that doesn't necessarily involve spending money. I definitely don't have antique money these days. Looking through antique stores is free. Going to the library is free. Going to Barnes & Noble and looking through the books is free. The thing with that last one is that you can't then buy the books. So far, the Libby app has come in handy for me. I have rented so many audiobooks, so many ebooks. As you can see, this is my TBR. There is not a lack of books for me to read. But I already bought these, so they're basically free. And I know there's at least one event that I want to attend in October. One of my friends is having a book launch party, and I basically haven't seen her since 2016? It would be nice to hang out with her again. Plus, she always has like the best desserts. Admittedly, I will probably have to purchase either a ticket or the book as entry for that event, but still supporting a friend and a local author, I guess it counts. Even if it doesn't count, it's fine. I think I hit all my talking points. I think I pretty much covered everything. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave them for me in the comments below. If you've also decided to join the low spend or no spend challenge for 2024, let me know. How's it going for you? Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Oh, that didn't.